It feels so good to be alive.
We had the kids' future plan before they were born.
Got all my family by my side.
First date, I took Venus and Serena to the tennis court.
Wipe this black off if I try.
I knew I had champions.
That's why I lift my head with pride.
E.T. was a 1981 film, written and directed by Steven Spielberg. The film tells the story of Elliot, a boy who becomes friends with the extraterrestrial named E.T., who was stranded on Earth.
Along with his friends and family, Elliot has to find a way to help E.T. return home.
Hello, we are the 5th grade cast for E.T.
I'm Alex and I play as Elliot.
I'm Emma and I play Elliot's mother, Mary.
I'm Cedric and I play as Elliot's older brother, Michael.
I'm Sophia and I play Gertie, Elliot's 5-year-old little sister.
I'm Pablo and I play E.T. and Steve.
I'm Enrique and I also play E.T.
I'm JJ and I play Greg.
And I'm Edgar and I also play Tyler. Hi, we are the 6th grade cast of E.T. and I'm Marvin and I play Elliot.
I'm Somar, I play Elliot's older brother, Mike.
I'm Brian and I play E.T.
I'm already one of the undead, Greg.
I can still throw death spells, huh, Steve?
How about you throw one of them death spells over the pizza, man?
Yeah, where's our pizza, man? I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play now, you guys.
We're in the middle, Elliot. You can't just join any universe in the middle.
Mike, please, can I play now?
You have to ask Steve. He's game master.
Steve, can I play now? Go in for the pizza first. Then I'm in? Yeah, you're in. Figure out your strategy because you're playing after Greg. With plenty of sausage and pepperonis. Everything but the little fishies.
Elliot waits outside, meets the driver, and gets the pizza. As he heads to the house, he hears a rustling noise. It scares him a little. He hopes it's his dog.
Harvey? Is that you, boys? Harvey?
Elliot walks towards the shed where he hears a noise. He stops outside of the shed and tosses a softball inside. Suddenly, the ball rolls back out to him.
So how do you win this game anyway?
There's no winning. It's like life. You don't win at life.
Money helps. Mom, there's something else there. It's in the tool shed. It threw a ball at me. It threw a ball at me. Nobody go out there.
Stop! Now you guys stay right here.
You stay here, Mom. We'll go check it out.
Okay, Elliot, let's go get the flashlight.
Hold it. Wait a minute.
What exactly did you see?
It's scary.
Boom! There's nothing here.
But the gate's open. Whoa, look at these.
Coyotes come back again, Mom.
Okay, party's over. Everybody back inside. Quick, hurry up.
Tyler finds the pizza box upside down and on the ground.
Nice one, Elliot.
It was an accident.
A pizza? Who said you guys could order pizza? In the house, now.
You geek, Elliot. Yeah, you and your goblin. But it was real, I swear.
Elliot's goblin.
Later that night, Elliot sneaks outside with a flashlight. He follows the tracks in the dirt. As he lifts it up, the flashlight suddenly reveals a creature.
Wait, don't go. What are you going as for Halloween?
Why don't you go as a goblin?
It's not that we don't believe you, honey.
But it
So what else is new?
Maybe it was an iguana.
It was no iguana.
Or, do you not think there are alligators in the sewers?
Alligators in the sewers.
All I'm saying is I can probably just imagine it. It happens.
I couldn't have imagined it.
Maybe it was a pervert or a deformed kid or something.
It was nothing like that.
Maybe it was an elf or a leprechaun.
It was nothing like that, dog breath.
Elliot, sit down.
Dad would believe me.
Why don't you call your father and tell him about it?
I can't. He's in Mexico with Sally.
Where's Mexico?
If you see it again, whatever it is, don't go near it. Call me and we'll have someone take it away.
Like the dog catcher?
Exactly.
But they'll give a lobotomy or do experiments on it or something.
It's your turn to wash the dishes, fellows.
I sat and cleared up.
I sat and clear up.
I did breakfast.
I did breakfast.
What's the matter, Mom?
He hates Mexico.
Grow up, man. Think about how other people feel for a change.
That night, Elliot sneaks back outside. He looks up as E.T. steps out of the shed and into the light. Elliot slowly lays a trail of Reese's Pieces towards the house.
The next morning, Elliot pretends to be sick in order to stay home from school.
You feel really sick, huh? You waited outside last night for that thing to come back, didn't you? Think you live if I go to work? No TV.
Come on, come. Do you talk? You know, talk. Me, human. Boy. Elliot. Elliot. Lego. Block. Music. Hello, wow. Money. No. Are you hungry? I'm hungry.
How you feeling, faker?
I've got something really important to tell you. Probably the most serious thing ever.
What you do?
Okay, remember the goblin?
So lame, Elliot.
He came back.
Bull.
One thing, I have absolute power. Say it.
What you got? Brutality? Let me see it.
No, swear first. The most excellent promise you can make.
Okay.
Turn around. And you better take off your shoulder pads.
What?
You might scare him. Go on and close your eyes.
Don't push it.
I'm not showing you until your eyes are closed.
Okay, they're closed.
Swear, one more time I have
Absolute power.
Okay.
Oh.
At that moment, the door opened and 5-year-old Gertie runs in.
Kids, I'm
In the
home!
closet, fast!
Hi, honey. What happened in here?
What do you mean?
Look at this. How is this possible?
Oh, you mean my room?
This isn't a room. This is an accident.
I'll clean it.
This must mean that you're feeling well enough to go to school tomorrow. You fell asleep an extra and Gertie while I take a shower.
For sure.
Elliot!
I'm keeping him.
You gotta tell Mom.
She don't want to do the right thing. You know what that means, don't you? Dog food or lobotomy.
What is it?
He's good. I can feel it.
She'll blab it for sure.
Gertie, he's not going to hurt you.
Is he a boy or a girl?
He's a boy.
How can you tell?
Now you're not going to tell. Are you even Mom?
Why not?
Because,
Grown-ups can't see him. Only kids can see him.
you know what will happen if you tell. Do it, Mike. We have to.
No, stop, please. I'll do anything. Is he from the moon?
Was he wearing any clothes?
Nope. Yeah, he's from the moon. Isn't that exciting?
Everyone come home with dinner, please.
Okay, act straight.
Maybe he's just some animal that wasn't supposed to live. You know, like those rabbits we saw that time.
Don't be lame.
But I don't believe in stuff like this.
I do. I got an idea. Get the atlas. Look, see? This is where we are. You know that much? See, we are here. Where are you from?
Here, use this.
I don't like his feet.
Shh, they're only feet. He's trying to tell us something.
UT places 5 clay balls on the solar system drawing.
He can't count.
Wait.
Oh no. Elliot.
What's happening?
Oh no.
Wait, what is it?
I don't know. Something scary.
Two days later, Elliot and Mike are waiting for their school bus.
Okay, so he hears real good. He can move stuff without even touching it. And he... Oh God. Elliot, how do you not know if there's more of them?
He's alone. Any moron can see that.
You gotta tell Elliot, it's too serious.
No, I have absolute power. You said it. He needs time. He wants to stay with us.
How do you know what he wants? Is he in your brain or something? He's a man from outer space, Elliot. A real live extraterrestrial. We can all wake up on Mars, surrounded by millions of these little squashy guys.
Don't get crazy.
This is an excellent time to get crazy. And besides, maybe he's not smart enough to create any strategy. Maybe he's just some worker bee who only knows how to push buttons or something.
He is smart and he's good. It's weird. It's like I know how he feels.
Well, you better think nice about him just in case.
Hey, Elliot, where's your goblin?
Shut up!
Did he come back? Yeah, he came back. And he wasn't a goblin. He was a spaceman.
Oh, radical man.
You're so immature.
And you're such a Santa Supremus.
Immature.
Santa Supremus.
Immature.
Santa Supremus.
This is going to be the longest day of my life.
One day, Gertie is watching TV in Elliot's room.
Hello, boys and girls. Today's episode of Sesame Street is brought to you by the letter B. Can you say B?
B.
B.
You said B. Good.
B. Good.
Hi.
Hi.
Phone?
Phone.
Do you want to call somebody?
E.T. Phone home. Aliyah.
I taught him how to talk.
Elliot, you're E.T.
E.T.
Be good.
Be good.
I taught him that.
Phone.
Phone?
Phone.
E.T.
Phone?
E.T. Oh, phone.
E.T. phone?
E.T. phone. Phone.
Elliot?
E.T. phone? Home? And they'll come?
Phone.
So there's another very important, complicated part of the story of E.T.
Men from the FBI who know that an alien has landed on Earth are hunting for him to use him as research. In the meantime, Elliot and E.T. become very connected, physically and emotionally.
As E.T. starts to get sick from the effect of being on Earth, Elliot gets sick as well.
But E.T., with the help from the boys, was able to successfully build a radio transmitter, his version of a telephone, to contact his alien family.
After a near-death experience for both of them, their friends help them get to the landing of the spaceship, but they must hurry to say goodbye as the FBI are closing in behind them.
I want to say goodbye.
He doesn't know goodbye.
Here. So you can remember me. Be good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay. Come. Stay. Ouch. Ouch. I saw the magic and danger, our house breaking. And then I saw you. But I knew what everyone would think because I'm Bruno. And people always assume the worst.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno, but
It was my wedding day.
It was our wedding day.
we were getting ready, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
No clouds allowed in the sky.
Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin.
Thunder!
Are you telling the story or am I?
You!
I'm the strong one. I'm not nervous.
I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is.
I move mountains. I move churches.
And I glow because I know what my worth is. But under the surface,
I feel so worthless if I can't be of service.
a break or a crack, a straw or a step that breaks it on the back. What breaks it on the back is pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Whoa! Pressure like a tip, tip, tip till you just go pop. Whoa! Give it to your sister's older.
Give her all the heavy things we can shoulder.
Who am I to come up with the ball?
If I fall too,
Pressure like a drip, 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 and I won't let go. Whoa! Pressure like a tip, tip, tip till you're ready to blow. Whoa!
Give it to your sister's stronger.
See if she can hang on a little longer.
Who am I if I can carry it all?
If I falter,
Pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Whoa! Pressure like a tip, tip, tip till you just go pop. Whoa!
USA El Salvador.
USA Brazil.
USA India.
USA Brazil.
USA Brazil.
USA Brazil.
We upset or mad at all.
Don't feel regret or sad at all.
Hey, I'm still a part of the family magical.
And I'm fine. I'm totally fine.
I will stand on the side as you shine. I'm not fine. I'm not fine.
I can't move the mountain.
I can't make the flowers bloom.
I can't take another night in my room.
Always waiting on a miracle, a miracle.
Always walking alone.
Always wanting for more.
Like I'm still at the dark, I want to shine.
Like all of you shine. All I need is a change.
All I need is a chance. All I know is I can't stay on the side.
Open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes.
I would move the mountain.
I would make new trees and flowers grow.
Look, someone please let me know where do I go.
Okay, so I'm here with some of the members of the 5th grade cast of ET. How does it feel to be done filming? Are you glad that you're done filming?
Yeah.
Was the film important to you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's like cool and what happened in like this movie. I feel like it was very important because we like even switched uniforms for it, so I feel like it was.
You mean costumes?
Yeah, new costumes because we haven't had a show in a while.
Okay. How do you feel about the fact that you filmed it instead of if this had not been, if COVID had been different this year and we'd known that we could get an audience and mixed students and stuff, we would have done this on the stage. But how do you feel about the fact that you've made a movie? Do you like having had that experience?
Yeah.
Was it hard making the movie?
Yes.
Did it require patience?
Yes.
Oh, what kinds of things would happen that required a lot of patience?
Some people would forget their lines and forget where they're standing or something.
Okay, what about once you guys had it down and perfect? Were there any other things that caused us to have to start over?
Like to like your background and stuff.
Did we have to stop because of background noise a lot?
Yes.
Like how many times total do you think over all the scenes?
Like hundreds.
Like 100 you said? I think probably 100 over all the 5th grade scenes is true. Are you excited to see the film in full?
Yes.
The scenes that you've seen so far, I'm just gonna show quickly, this whole front of this room had a big green screen. Right now it's only a tiny section of it. What was it like seeing your films once you had the background behind you and you started hearing the sound effects and all that?
I felt much better.
And I was excited to see that trailer of our movie.
You were excited to see the trailer. You liked how it looked. Edgar, you were saying it felt much better. What felt better about it?
It was not just plain. It was like an actual background.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm here with 3 of the key members of the background design. And which show were you guys designing for?
E.T.
Okay, and how did you do your backgrounds?
I used Canva, and I think Marshawn did too. Yeah.
So you 2 worked completely digitally.
Mhm.
And how did you get to have a choice in what scenes you wanted to work on the backgrounds for?
We could sort of pick on what we were working on, and then we sort of just went between which ones we were supposed to work on.
So have you seen any of the scenes that your backgrounds are on yet?
I've seen the trailer, and one of the kitchen backgrounds I did is in the trailer.
How do you feel about it seeing it once it's in the film? Is it different than just seeing it the way you created it?
It's a bit different, but I'm kind of proud of it.
You're proud of it. Great. Marjan, what about you? What did you work on?
I worked on Elliot's bedroom, the spaceship, and I think the shed too.
And did you like the way those scenes have come out so far?
Yeah.
But you haven't seen them all yet, right?
No.
Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you girls have anything you want to say about your process on the design? What you liked? What was hard?
Well, for me, something that was hard is finding. Well, I was working on the bus stop and finding things that actually should look close to what I was thinking. That was pretty hard.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for your fabulous work.
My name is Alina and I'm in 5th grade, and my favorite part of design class is designing. I made the shed for ET and I'm doing Encanto backgrounds.
My name is Yosali and I'm in 5th grade. My favorite part of class is when I'm on the design team. And what I've made so far in class is design teams for ET, and I'm starting on a new one of Encanto, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Gigi, and my favorite thing from theater is design class.
I started sketching out so I can get an idea on how I was going to do it, and then I used that app Canva, and then I just started doing what I sketched, and that's how I did the background.
All right, so I am standing here with the design team for the costume for ET. We are missing some members right now. And Sean, who's here in the center, was the designer. This was completely his design. He gave me a list of what materials to order, and then he worked with his team to build the costume. So Sean, let me start with you. What was your vision? What was your strategy for building a costume for ET?
So my strategy was based off of what I know how to make that. My strategy was based off what I know how to make stuff. So when I was younger, I used to make stuff out of cardboard, just little masks. So what I did is I just did that, but then I just based off what I know. Is I just cut some stuff out, got that done. It's pretty much just a matter of process.
And you guys, was it complicated at times? Was it hard at times?
Yeah.
What were the hardest parts of doing the costume, Ali?
Painting and molding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also when it was all falling apart, and we
Yes.
gotta cover with masking tape, and then we had to spray paint.
So after we filmed the first few scenes and you saw the first take, were you happy with the costume at that point?
It was kind of ugly.
Yeah.
It didn't even look like ET.
Okay, so we had to do it on a very limited time and we had to start filming to be on schedule. So did you guys just give up at that point and say, well, that's just the way it's gonna be falling apart and everything?
No.
What did you do?
So we basically used some tape and glue, duct tape, duct tape, and then when we put the tape all around it, so it's firm, then we painted it brown.
You guys have seen some of the scenes. You haven't seen them all. How do you feel about the scenes? About the film so far?
I feel like we've improved a lot since the beginning.
How so?
Because in the beginning, we didn't have really good stamina in our voices and stuff.
And since then, I feel like we've improved with our voice, our gesture.
Why did you feel embarrassed?
Just the way, like, seeing me and seeing other people watch me.
It's almost universal that all of us have a hard time watching ourselves and hearing our own voices. So we're here with some of the leads from King Richard. Derek, who plays one of our Richards, Egypt, who plays Mom or Asim, Sarai, who plays Serena, and Madeline, who plays both a narrator and Isha, one of the sisters. So you guys, how was this filming process for you? Did it take a lot of courage?
Yeah, really it did.
Why did it take courage to do?
Because it's like a lot of people don't really have like really the feeling to like step up and do some things, like do theater and play and stuff, because they find out embarrassing and stuff. So, but for us to like be a part of a show where it's actually like viral and stuff, it's like really, really good because like I guess we have courage to like do a play that actually gets like showed to other people and be expressive with herself.
So Derek and Egypt, you played parents of, for example here, of several, 5 daughters, 2 of which are standing here. Was it weird to play parents of them?
No.
You didn't think so, Egypt? Derek, was it weird for you?
Yeah, definitely.
To have them say yes, Daddy?
Yep.
All right, Sarah, was it hard for you to like really start like relating to Derek as Richard, your father, instead of Derek, your classmate?
Yeah.
Did it get easier over time? Which scene do you feel the most proud of? Which was the hardest that you feel like, wow, I got that?
Probably has to be the one that like this something has to change one that we did, like with me in it. It was like really nice because it was like actually meant something to me, even though I'm not a parent or anything, but it's still like, it was a good scene because you could feel how like they felt in the movie and we can relate to them by playing as their character and like playing their role so well.
So thank you so much, Egypt. And Derek, you're playing a character who has been through a lot in his life. He talks about being harassed and beaten up by the KKK as he was growing up. He, has experienced racism through his whole life. And he is this really out there character. Did you have to do like a lot of development and really work with that to get that character?
I mean, I say like sometimes like me and like Richard, we're kind of the same because I mean, some of his things I might have gone through like a little bit, but it was pretty easy to fit into his character, and it felt like it actually kind of expressed me a little bit.
Did it get easier as you went?
Yeah, kind of, because like when we were filming the scenes and like we kept saying proper words, it was like we had to stop and record it again because we kept saying it proper. We're supposed to say improper because they have more street talk and we're like, we don't really have street talk and stuff. So it's like weird, like we have to keep rehearsing over and over again. And since he's more proper at speaking, it was hard for him because Richard was way like more of a street talker or a scene.
What were some of the things that caused you to have to do it over and over again?
Probably like the distractions.
Like what?
Like outside because there's like a lot of noise in this school and it's so big, and also like when we like mess up on like words or we forget our scenes or like the positions we have to get.
Over 50? And Egypt, you're in about half the scenes.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So
All
it's
right.
kind of really hard.
Awesome work, 7th grade team.
Yay. I think the hardest part has to be the last scene, which was a locker room scene with Venus, Orsine, and Richard. Like, we kept like breaking character at times because every time we stared at each other, we just started.
Because it was so serious in nature?
It was, yeah, a little bit too
Very
serious.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah, and like how the person who was playing Venus was like nearly like acting so well and serious. It's like I can't take things seriously, so like I started laughing.
But you made it through. You finally got the take.
I did after like 30 takes, but we still got it.
King Richard is a 2021 sports film about the true story of Venus and Serena Williams, the first black players to dominate the sport of tennis, and how they were raised by their father, Richard Williams. The film is written by Zach Balin.
Hi, my name is Derek and I play Richard Williams.
Hi, I'm Cedric, and I'll also be playing as Richard Williams.
I got 1,000,000 miles on me. They want to see how far I'll go.
Our story opens in Compton, California in 1991. Venus and Serena, ages 11 and 10, deliver phone books throughout the neighborhood. They begin with their neighbor, who does not approve of Richard and how hard he drives his girls to tennis practice.
Hello, gentlemen. Hi, Mr. Flynn. Here you go.
Thank you. Now y'all need to go tell your father to stop working y'all so hard, seeing y'all practicing in the rain. That man is crazy.
Hey girls, head back to the house. Tell your sisters we leave in a few minutes. We'll deliver them rest in phone books later. Now I can tell you again, do not talk to them kids.
Excuse me, they came onto my lawn, and somebody's got as hard as you working on.
They work as hard as they need to stay off the streets. I'm in the champion raising business.
Get off my lawn.
Stop talking to them kids.
Got that booty hockey shorts, you need some bigger shorts.
Richard drives his van through their neighborhood in Compton, California, one of the poorest suburbs in Los Angeles. They drive through streets of litter, broken down houses, and graffiti-covered walls.
Tanzi, dang, you're a nerd. Why are you doing homework on a Saturday?
Because I want to get an A.
Should try with the B+.
Girl, shut up.
What are we practicing today, Daddy?
Yeah, why are we practicing?
At the club. And Serena, stop saying anything Venus say.
Hope they don't throw their tennis balls again.
Lynn, you probably told them to, so we wouldn't have to practice.
We got a van full of tennis balls. And you don't need to be worried about what other folks is doing. You need to be worried about you doing. That's what we need to be worried about. Y'all understand that?
Yes,
Daddy.
All right. Yes, that's good power, Serena Williams. There you go. Great power, Vince Williams. Speed that racket up. There you go. Get to it. Get to it. Yes, very good. Don't wait for that ball. Go get it. Good depth there. Good depth. Don't get too excited. This is your game. Make sure you control that ball in every shot. Come on in here. That's a very, very good day today. Venus Williams, who's your best friend?
You, Daddy.
Serena Williams, who's your best friend?
Venus. Then you.
All right.
As this is happening, a 20-year-old man approaches the oldest sister, Tundi, who is doing her homework.
How you doing? I'm sorry. What's your name? You ain't gotta act like that, yo. The homie just trying to talk to you.
Tundi, get your backpack, grab your sisters, get to the bus.
Tandy, that's your name? The homie's still right here.
Yo, man, I asked you a couple of times. That girl there's only 16 years old. She's out here to work. Just leave her alone.
I'll talk to whoever I want, homie.
Just leave these girls at peace.
The gang members assault Richard, while the girls watch helplessly from the van.
Daddy, are you okay?
When I was your age, I used to have to fight every day. It wasn't for the KKK, or the police, or the white boys from the next town. Somebody was always beating on me for something, and they had no daddy to stand in my way. This world had no respect for Richard Williams, but they gotta respect y'all. They gotta respect y'all.
Later that night, Richard's wife, Oracine, approaches him as he's changing for his night job as a security guard.
Something has to change.
What you mean?
We can't keep up at this rate. Me, nursing all day, you, working all night, coaching between. Now look at your face.
I done already put this behind me. We just gotta stick to the plan. Got champions in the other room.
Richard, we're doing a great job with them. They're great, but they're not going to win with them like this. Not hanging with you and me on those raggedy courts. They need better surfaces. They need better everything. Not playing with you and your busted up feet.
My feet are fine, okay? Okay, actually, there was hitting out there a little bit today.
Richard, you play. I'm serious. I'm serious.
You right?
I know I'm right.
You should have seen Venus out there today. Something clicked in her mind. She's so ready. Ready for the next level.
She's ready.
So you just got to trust me.
I do.
I'm gonna get us some help. Venus and Serena gotta shake up this world. See what that is?
That's from Rock and Roll.
Who's that?
That's Pete Sampras.
One day they're gonna be bragging about pretending to you. Excuse me, Mr. Cohen? Richard Williams. We spoke on the phone.
Yeah, I remember. What can I do for you?
I figured you was busy, so we came to you. Anyways, I got these two great tennis players here. We're still looking for a coach.
I'm sorry, but I'm not taking any players right now.
It won't take but a minute for you to watch them hit a few balls. See? Mac is gone. Pete, are you okay with them hitting a few balls?
Yeah, I'm alright with it.
See? You're the only one got a problem with this. Watch them hit a few balls.
You guys are pretty good, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they bad. You're good.
So, tell me your names again.
I'm Venus. I'm Serena.
Venus and Serena. I'm Paul.
You're not Paul. You're Mr. Cohen.
Mr. Cohen. Alright. Serena, why don't you start at forehand, Venus backhand. We'll hit some down the line, alright? Girls, talk to me a second. What do you want out of this? I know what he wants, but what do you want?
I'm going to win Wimbledon as many times as anyone's won it.
You think you can do it?
I know I can.
And what about you? Who on the tour would you like to play like?
Well, I like other people to want to play like me.
I bet they will. Go pick them up. You taught him all this?
Yeah, me and my wife Brandy, we both athletes, so what do you think?
We got a coach! Pete Sampras, coach? He said he's going to do it for free?
Well, he said he can't do two for free. He said he only got to teach Venus.
Mommy, you should have seen Venus out there. Pete Sampras with her? I don't think he could beat her at all. Are you going to tell her?
You want to?
It's not fair. I want to go with you. I know. I want you to too. Mika, Daddy said he's going to record everything, and then we can watch it together. He has a plan, okay? Yeah, for you.
Okay, Mika, your mom ready. You're going to practice today, okay?
Look, I know you're feeling left out, but you're not left out. You got something great too. What? Me. Come on, we have work to do. Right now? Yeah, right now. I didn't raise no poopas. Come on, we have work to do.
A couple of months later, the girls have gotten a professional coach, and Richard continues to practice them hard every day. One night, they come home from practice to find a police car with its lights on in front of the house.
What's going on? Everybody okay? They got a call. Said there was trouble in the house and we were being rough for the girls. They need to look. Got a call from who? Not at liberty to say. Oh, okay. Y'all need to look around. You can check in the cabinets. Maybe you can check under the beds. Make sure there's no monsters. A little late for practice, don't you think? Don't they have some work to do? They do their homework. Tandi's first in the class. Each should learn her too. Girls, spell civilization.
Civilization.
Mr. Williams, this is really necessary. You want to check on the kids? Let's check on the kids. We got future doctors and lawyers, plus a couple of tennis stars in this house. Now I understand you gotta do your job, even if some crazy neighbor do be coming here talking foolishness. And I don't even mind you saying we harmed on these kids. You know why? Because we are. That's our job, to keep them off these streets. You want to arrest us for that? That's fine. But what you never gonna do is come knock on this door to say I blew a daughter's brains out because of the hanging out with hoodlums and doing drugs and things. That's what you're never gonna do in this house. You want to arrest us for that? That's fine. You need to be arresting them parents at them tennis matches, putting so much pressure on the kids and not letting them be kids. That's who you need to be arresting.
After 2 months of training, Richard and his family arrive at the Westwood Junior Tennis Open. As they walk through the tournament courts, all eyes are on them, the only black faces here. White tennis parents and their tennis kids can't help staring.
It's okay. They're just not used to good-looking people like us.
You don't worry about them. Let them worry about you.
You just focus on that ball. You are Venus Williams. You gotta win Wimbledon.
Okay, Daddy.
You just go out there and have fun.
I know. I got this.
Do you want to turn pro?
Yes.
A lot of people are excited to see you play Monica Seles. Do you think you can beat her?
I know I can beat her.
You know you can beat her. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
But you haven't played a match in almost 3 years.
All right, hold it right there, and let me tell you why.
Richard, we're doing an interview.
What she has said, she said it with so much confidence the first time, but you keep going on and on.
Well, we can't get this finished if you keep on interrupting.
You got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old black kid, and this kid is going to be playing where your old self and me going to be in the grave. When she has said something, we done told you what's happening. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone. Let her be a kid.
Eventually, Richard agrees to allow Venus to play in her first professional tournament, the Bank of the West Classic. Before the tournament, the family meets with a Nike executive who offers them a major sponsorship deal worth $3 million. But the family declines, believing that once Venus begins to play, she will attract even better offers. In the first match of the tournament, Venus is triumphing against her opponent, the top-seeded Arancha Vicario. Venus plays phenomenally and is winning.
But then Vicario plays a dirty trick. She announces she needs to use the bathroom and is gone for 15 minutes, trying to throw Venus off of her winning streak. Venus doesn't know what's happening, and her nerves really get to her as she is left waiting on the court for 15 minutes with thousands of people watching her. Vicario comes back and wins the match.
After the game, Venus hides in the locker room long after everyone has left. Her parents eventually come in to find her.
I should have won tonight. All the deals, the respect, you were counting on me. Look at me. You just went toe-to-toe for 2 hours with the best player in the whole world.
And you made her knees shake. And you did it with grace. If you don't have respect for yourself now, you ain't never gonna have none. You're champion Venus Williams, and the whole world knows it. Walk out with your head up.
I have never been more proud of a person in my entire life. Let's go. I can take my bag. No, I'll carry you, Junior. No, it's okay.
Hey, champion.
There she go.
We're proud of you.
Did it be?
This is the exit. I can let you all out here. Thank you, sir. Y'all go ahead. It look like they know. Go on, don't keep them waiting. Go ahead, go ahead. That's your fans. Go ahead.
Richard. How about that, huh? Hey, Nike's back on the line. I mean, they're coming out of the woodwork. Puma, Fila, Reebok, they all want to meet first. I'm gonna tell them they can kiss my backside.
No, I think we'll talk to them people. I think we're gonna talk to them.
Hey, Richard, she did it.
Oh, yeah, she did it.
Nine months later, at the age of 15, Venus signed a contract with Reebok for $12 million. She won Wimbledon 5 times and became the first African American woman to rank #1 in the world.
Serena, who joined Venus as a professional 2 years later, has won the Grand Slam championship 23 times. She is considered by many to be the greatest female player in the history of tennis.
Never paid with gold. We worked and built this on our own. And can't nobody knock it if they tried. This is hustle personified. Look how we've been fighting to stay alive. So when we win, we will have pride. To fight. To be alive. It feels so good. I got all my sisters by my side. I got all my sisters by my side. Black off if I try. Black off if I try. That's why I lift my head with pride. Now we're sitting on top of the world again. I got 1,000,000 miles on. Never paid with gold. We fought and built this on our own. We fought and built this on our own. And can't nobody knock it if they tried. This is hustle personified. Look how we've been fighting to stay alive. So when we win, we will have pride. To fight. So good to be